Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. The honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone of Royal Well. Peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm going to play this video, which was originally, as you can see down below, posted by Dabu777. Alright, but this is from, I think, what's the brother's channel name? I think it's like Measure Thou the Time Diligently, something like that. Posts a lot of news. You know, he's a well, at least he seems to be a very sincere brother. I don't talk to him personally, but he posts a lot of news. All right, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to subscribe to him. But anyways, this is a video regarding, and it says, man claims thousands of Red Star tanks staged in Mexico. Russia to build military factories. And I don't know if in the video they're actually building like military factories per se, because in the video he basically says that they're building things in the factories. They may be about to put more factories up, but he made it, what he said was that, which I'll play it, but what he said was they were building tanks and vehicles, military vehicles in Mexico factories. Okay, and Red Star tanks, the first thing I thought of when I read Red Star tanks, I thought of Russia. Okay, which it says Russia below, but I'm pretty sure the Soviets used the Red Star on their tanks during World War II. Okay, so I think those tanks may have been Russia, but I don't know, but nonetheless, let's play this video. Well, I'm going to play the video. It's 5 minutes and 29 seconds, as you can see, so I'll just let it play all the way through.
For what it's worth, I want to make mention what this guy is saying, because there could be some validity to a lot of what he's saying. Now, I have no way of proving or disproving anything that this guy's saying in his statements, but the information, I believe, needs to be shared so people can use discernment and decide for themselves. And what this man is stating as he's sitting in traffic in Mexico is that this whole caravan has made its way from all these countries into Mexico City. They took over a stadium. They demanded that they get whatever that they want. They are stopping cars on the highway. Anyone that's by themselves driving a car, they stop it, they force them out, and they leave them stranded on the side of the road as they steal their cars. He says they've gathered evidence showing proof that companies that are supported by George Soros are in those countries specifically getting these people to do this, to make this move. Now, he also says that as normal people in Mexico were going by trying to take pictures of the migrants, something odd is happening. Any other migrant that has ever passed through the country that they've taken pictures of, they've never stopped them and demand that they delete it. Well, it seems that this caravan is stopping cars, is stealing the cell phones, and demanding that people delete the images of them. Why would they do that? This is of one of the...
Just a quick bit of information to put out there as well. George Soros, which his last name is heavy because Soros sounds like sorrows. All right, and we're in the beginning of sorrows. Major sorrows are coming in. Major sorrows could be triggered from this caravan also, but he's one of the elites. Okay, I don't know, if he's from the tribe of Amalek, but he's definitely an Edomite. Okay, because the Edomites are so-called white people collectively. Okay, not every so-called white person is an Edomite. There's some Israelites that look like so-called white people, just like there's some Edomites that even look like your everyday so-called Negro. Okay, but because it's all about the father's patrilineal, the father's seed line. Okay, but the elites, they are definitely Edomites. Okay, they rule the planet. They are the elites of the nation of Edom, most likely Amalek, or most of them are Amalek, if not all of them. And they rule the planet. Okay, Republican, Democratic, whatever you vote for does not mean a fucking damn thing, because the elites run the world and they pull the strings. But what pulls their strings is Satan. And what pulls Satan's strings is Yahweh. Yahweh controls both sides. Okay, let me get that script real quick. I believe it's in Isaiah 45:7, if I'm not mistaken, which I very well could be. But if it isn't in Isaiah 45, it's in Isaiah 40, but I think it's 45:7. Yep. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. Okay, so Yahweh does that. He controls both sides. All right. He's the Godfather, so to speak, is a way you could put it. Okay, he controls everything. If you're not doing something he likes, he can have you killed. Okay, like if you come into this truth and all of a sudden you want to be wicked again, you want to, start bucking up against the truth. You don't want to follow the truth no more. You just want to eat pork and you want to do your own thing, have free will. He may destroy you, like on the spot. But he, maybe he won't destroy you right away, but you're going to receive judgment eventually. Okay, judgment is coming to this place, man. Maybe you may murder somebody. Some innocent person. That like maybe for some reason, let's say somebody murders somebody, okay? And that was one of Yahweh's, prophets, which I don't, know if something like that would happen, because it's not really in the sense of a murder. But let's say that person gets mad because they're speaking the truth, they murder them. That person that murdered the prophet, he may not die right away, but he's going to die eventually, okay? Because judgment is going to come to him. Okay, and a lot of people are going to get major judgment from the nuclear missiles. Okay, that lake of fire that's going to be created, that nuclear desolation. Okay, but let's just continue the video.
We've seen to date, and it's headed toward our border, as our troops sit down there in tent cities with no electric. And they want to point the finger at the militia down there and say that they could cause more problems than these people that are headed toward the border. So now this man says one of his associates stopped at a bordering area coming up through Central America into Mexico. And when he did, he stopped to take a leak on the side of the road. He looked into the jungle and he's seen thousands and thousands and thousands of tanks with red stars on them. He said he's not sure if they're North Korean, if they're Russian, or if they're Chinese. But he says they're there. That's not surprising to me. It may be to some. Now, we have no images of this, but what he goes on to say is even more disturbing. Vladimir Putin, Communist Russia, have struck up deals where they're now building inside of Mexico. They're building tanks, armored vehicles, and they're giving 10% of everything that they build to the Mexican military. And they're also doing all this tax-free. So Russia doesn't have to send a boatload of military across the ocean. They're building it in Mexico per contracts that they've set up with the president. And to show you what's happened with Mexico, this man says that the country's been sold out to the left. Leftist side is his statement. He also goes on to say that the dictator Maduro from Venezuela is about to show up in Mexico to congratulate the new president of Mexico on his victory. A dictator. So, this man stating there's tanks down there, and he also goes on to explain the contracts of what Russia's going to be doing from here on out. How come our military doesn't see this, then? How come they wouldn't stop this? We know that Russia's down there. We know this. We've seen it in satellite imagery, and we've seen through other contracts that they're building down there. We know this for a fact. What is our United States military or government doing to thwart or to stop that? I don't see them saying anything to the Mexican president, like, you better not allow Russia to be building tanks down there where they could just storm our border. These are really big concerns.
Excuse me, Salaki, I had to sneeze. But so basically, it's clearly very high tensions. Okay, it's escalating every single day, and people that say, well, things like this happen all the time. No, they really don't. They really don't. And all you people that say, well, America's not going to be destroyed in my lifetime, or Yahweh Shai, they'll say Jesus Christ or whoever, which Jesus Christ go back to Serapis, they'll say, well, this stuff isn't going to happen in my lifetime. This stuff, America being destroyed, could happen in 2019, buddy. Okay? Especially with how fast things are going, 2019, America could be destroyed. And if not then, very, very soon after that, man. This is not something that's far off at all. Okay? At all. You people are not living in reality. All hell can break loose any day. Any day. Okay? All it takes is one major event and everything else is going to fall into place. Period. One event that can cause famine. Like, let's say the economy collapse. That'll cause famine. The truckers will stop. Okay? There will be no more food. Everything will be apocalyptic, chaotic. There will be martial law implemented for all the civil unrest and the riots. Then from there, they'll bring the microchip in, make it mandatory so people can take it, so they can get food and water. They're going to take it. And from there, it's going to go on and on and on until it ends up escalating to nuclear desolation. So you thinking this is far off, however many years, you're not living in reality, and the spirit ain't with you, man. Yahweh Shema Shai ain't with you. Okay? And a lot of you people, you lie to yourself. Not because you believe that it's far off or because you believe that nothing's going to come out of it, but because you want to comfort yourself with lies. Because that's what reality, because reality is a pill that's hard to swallow forever for most people, really. For most people, reality is a pill that they'd rather not handle, that they'd rather not have to swallow. All right? Reality is not going to college. Reality is not getting a job. Reality is not buying a house, starting a family. Reality is America's about to be destroyed. That's reality. Okay? And a lot of people don't want to take that red pill. They don't want to swallow it. Okay? They'd rather be comforted by lies than to deal with the truth. All right? Period. And you people are going to learn real soon that everything we're saying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai is all true. It's no coincidence. There's no such thing as fucking coincidence. There's no such thing as luck. Okay? No such thing. Ever. All these brothers having visions about the same things. That's not a coincidence. A lot of these brothers, you could ask them, you know, have you ever had dreams like that before, like when you were in the world? They probably didn't. But now we're all having these dreams because that's a prophecy. That Yahweh will pour his spirit onto all flesh at the end. Yeah, we may have had dreams about it in the past, but now we're all getting the same type of dreams right now. Why? Because it's a prophecy, because the Bible is true. You don't believe in the Bible? Okay, go fuck yourself. You're going to die. Okay? However Yahweh wants to kill you, it's going to happen. You don't believe the Bible? You don't believe what we're saying? You don't believe GMS, the men of the Lord? Okay. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if you believe us or not. And honestly, if you don't believe that this is the truth, you're better off killing yourself now. Okay? And seriously, if you don't plan on repenting, you're better off killing yourself right now. Because all hell is going to break loose and Yahweh will destroy you in absolutely terrible ways, man. All right? Whether you die from famine, whether martial law comes in and rapes your wife and kills your family and then throws you in a FEMA camp, there is extreme judgment coming for you. Okay? If you do not repent. All right? And this is not my emotion. This is not how I feel. This is the Bible. This is scriptural. All right? That this stuff is coming. Okay? And I'm terrified of Yahweh Shema Shai myself, which is why I'm making this video, which is why I'm going out in the highways and byways, which is why I'm reading, which is why I'm watching videos, which is why I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, keeping the law the best I can. Okay? That's why I'm doing this. That's why all the brothers and sisters that are sincere, the sincere Akim Wakim are doing this. All right? So if you don't want to repent, okay, you better go off yourself right now. Because if you plan on throwing this behind your back and then just living the rest of your life peacefully and folly and with your vain bullshit, and then you're going to die peaceably in a hospital bed when you're 90-something years old, you got a really, really, really rude awakening coming your way, buddy. All right? So let's finish up this video, which there's a little over a minute left. Minute 15 seconds.
That need to be looked at, especially when you have all this going on, organized, coming up from these countries to our doorstep. There's something bigger going on than what your mainstream media is ever going to tell you guys. Big time. I told you before, there's one country on this planet that stops them from achieving their goals. And it's because of the freedoms of that country, the rights of that country, the guns of that country. That country is the U.S. of A.
And that's a bunch of shit, because the United States of America goes in and pillarizes places for no reason. The United States is the biggest terrorist country on the planet. All right. The so-called white man is the biggest terrorist on the planet. He's done nothing but rape, rob, and murder everybody. Okay? So, you people that are living on that side, like him with that biased opinion, America is not a savior to anybody. Okay? No, it's not. It is not. They bomb way more civilians than you can ever imagine for no reason whatsoever. And then they steal the resources. And they make drugs. They sell them at pharmacies or whatever. Okay? Whatever they be doing. I don't even, there's so many things they do that this video could go on for a very long time. But to keep it short, they do a lot of terrible things, man. A lot. Okay? And now that judgment's finally starting to come on the United States, which not finally is in a way like, oh, finally. But I mean like finally after, Yahweh allowing it for, a decent amount of time because it wasn't time yet. Because everything Yahweh does is perfect. Yahweh's timing is perfect. All right, this place is going to be destroyed at a perfect time. Yahweh is perfect. Okay. But I'm saying finally as in because these devils have been ruling for so long to the point where they think they're going to rule forever now. It's not going to work like that, devil. All right, so let's finish it.
Your neighboring brothers and sisters, like this man down in Mexico, is screaming to the high heavens of what he is seeing coming through Mexico, an invasion. So I'm going to leave a link so you guys can watch the video clip. It's 17 minutes long. Once again, no solid proof or images of seeing these tanks, but just because there's no images, I'm not just going to write it off. You know how many times people see something and can't catch an image or say something to someone and it's real? This is where it sits for me. And the fact that I know that Russia is down there making moves is something people better get hip to. I'll leave a link. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for more. It's been Dabu7. Peace.
All right. So, getting into the scriptures now. Let's go to Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, so Esau, which is the physical counterpart of the devil, the spiritual demon Satan, okay, is going to come down hard with this new world order. All right, the elites, they're going to come down hard with it. Okay, because they know that they don't have much time. Okay, so they want to get it pounded into people's heads as quickly as possible. All right, which is why it's all going to happen so quick. You people have no fucking clue, man. It's going to happen so quick when it comes to that point, man. You're thinking right now, well, it's far off or it's not going to happen in my lifetime. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself to comfort yourself, and it's not going to work. Comfort yourself temporarily while you can, because once it happens, there's no turning back. All right? Those doors of repentance are open. You could have walked through them, but once hell breaks loose, you're going to look back at this and really hope that you would have repented. But you didn't. So now you're fucked. All right? That's just the truth of it. You still have a chance right now, and you're probably not going to take it. All right? A lot of people aren't going to take it because only the elect is. All right? But if you're an Israelite, you'll see the kingdom eventually. Okay, on the next side. But you're going to be destroyed. You Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, specifically those of so-called Negro and Indian descent on their father's side. Okay, on their father's seed line. They're patrilineal. Okay? If I put a seed into the ground, like a mustard seed, for example, if I put a mustard seed into the ground doesn't determine what kind of tree comes out, man. The seed does. If I put a mustard seed in, mustard tree is going to come out. Not an evergreen, not a wintergreen, not an oak tree, not an apple tree, a mustard tree. Why? Because the seed, okay? It tells you in, let me get this Numbers 1 and 18, just for edification's sake, so you don't think I'm pulling it out of nowhere. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. Okay, and you can look, whenever they trace in somebody's lineage, they go by the fathers. What did Yahweh say? He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Why didn't he say Sarah, Rebecca and Leah or Rachel? Why didn't he say Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel? Because it goes by the fathers, okay? The order is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man, woman. Got a problem with that? Take it up with Yahweh. I didn't make that, okay? It's about time that you people start living by the rules, man, by justice, all right? The so-called white man's law, that's not justice. That's not the way to live. The way to live is by Yahweh's laws, okay? So let's get Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble. So there's going to be a time of trouble. Okay, we're not going to cakewalk to the kingdom. All right? We're not going to just skip right past it, nuclear war, now we're in the kingdom. No, we have to go through the time of trouble. And there's a lot of Israelite camps that don't teach that. Why? Because they're not the prophets of Yahweh by Shema Shai. Period. You don't believe that? I don't give a fuck. I really don't. They're not the prophets. The prophets are the apostles of Great Millstone on down, to the elders on down to us, which I'm not in Great Millstone physically, okay? But I still do the work and do the things that they do. And I believe that the apostles of Great Millstone are the leaders of our nation. You don't believe that? You think they're rapists? You think they're child molesters? Okay, go fuck yourself. Period. You don't believe it? Okay. Well, let's just see then, all right? Let's just watch and see. Because they're the only ones doing the prophecy. They're the only ones that back up everything they say with scriptures and with proof, like sources and websites. I've looked up the things they've said. They're true. They're the only ones telling you the mark of the beast is the microchip. They're the only one telling you about Jacob's trouble like this and martial law, the famines, the famine of the word. They're the only ones telling you about this. Why? Because they're the prophets. And if you don't want to listen to them, that's nothing new. Our people never wanted to listen to the prophets. And what happened? They got destroyed. So you're just going to fall under the same lot as you probably did before in past lives, not listening to the prophet with your ignorant ass. All right? And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even at that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Thy people shall be delivered. That's the Israelites. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. Who's written in the book? The elect. This truth is not for everybody. Just because you're calling yourself an Israelite, just because you got the names, does not mean you're part of the elect. There's way more to it than that. Okay? Way more to it. A lot of you trying to wake up all Israelites, wake up every Israelite. That's not going to happen. If you understood the scriptures, you would know that. That's why GMS says, especially Elder Apostle Gabari brings it out a lot, it's all about the elect. All right? All about the elect. Go to Matthew 24 and 21, I believe it is. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So before, in the past, there was never a time as bad as this, and there never will be again. Why is that? Because we're at the end of Esau's kingdom, okay? And Esau's kingdom is going to go down with a bang. And he knows that, which is why he's going to come down with a bang, with great wrath, okay? Because he knows he doesn't have much time, and he knows that when his time is up, it's up forever, and that he's going to go into slavery for 1,000 years and then be destroyed. He knows that. Okay? Such as was not since the beginning of the world. So at the beginning of time to now, there's never been a time worse. And then it says, nor ever shall be. So there's never a time worse than this. This is the worst time coming upon the place of the planet. And it's already begun. It's not X amount, this decade, it's not a decade away or century away. It's now. Okay, we're in it now, and it's getting worse by the day. You don't repent, you're going to be destroyed. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's not complicated. It's really not. All right? I'm going to close out with these couple scriptures up here. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, just because I don't want to make this too long. I feel like I got the point made. But verse 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? So this is Ezra, which is a prophet of Yahweh by Shema Shai. He's from the tribe of Levi, he's a descendant of Aaron, which 2 Ezra chapter 1, verse 1 to 3, it tells you that. Traces his lineage through what? His fathers. Okay, that's another proof of that. Just like with Yahweh Shai in Matthew chapter 1, it traces his lineage through his fathers, which it also, one of his fathers is who? Joseph. which proves what? That's his biological father. How is he a descendant of David if he's not from Joseph? He's from Joseph's seed, therefore he is a descendant of King David. Okay, which makes him a Judite as well, which means in Matthew 1:21, when it says he shall save his people from their sins, his people are the Israelites because he's from the tribe of Judah. The New Testament talks a lot about Jews, so you assume, you Christians, oh, the Gentiles are the other nations. What about the northern kingdom? There's 9 other tribes, man. There's 3 tribes in the southern right now and 9 in the northern. What about the northern kingdom? What about the northern kingdom? Yahweh still looks at them as his people, the Israelites. So what about them? Those make up the Gentiles. And also the Israelites, mainly from the southern kingdom, that discontinued from their heritage, and I mean purposely, not regarding the prophecy, because our people discontinue now, but they were forced to discontinue. If you read 1 Maccabees chapter 1, a lot of them conformed to join the Greeks' custom, the heathen customs, which the Greeks at that time were Edomites, and they also a lot of them were forced eventually. All right, the leader of the Greeks, I believe it was Antiochus Epiphanes. He was literally killing babies that were circumcised. And he was killing the mothers that allowed it, and he was killing the people that did it. He was killing people that kept their laws, that kept their laws as in their own people. So if I was an Israelite, I kept the law, I didn't want to eat pork, they would kill me. So he forced people to do it as well. Okay, that's where the Gentiles come in as well. There's also our people scattered all over. That is over and over again restated in the Bible, that we are scattered throughout all nations. Okay, from everywhere. Just like now, it's no different. We're scattered all over. So if somebody comes up to you and says that they're from Africa, that doesn't mean they're a Hamite, especially if it's West Africa. Okay? So you people that are carnal, you people that aren't spiritual at all, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? Because there's a lot of you camp leaders out there and you camp members that assume somebody's an Edomite or a Hamite just because of how they look or where they're from. You're not spiritual, and you're not dealing with the Bible either then. All right? You're no different from Esau with that carnal mindset. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So Ezra, being a prophet, a scribe, and a priest, is standing there wondering what he's going to do in those days. He believes Yahweh and Yahushai. And he's back right now, and he does. He believes Yahweh and Yahushai. He's doing the work. I'm talking about back then, though. Right now, he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. He was keeping the law. And he still was wondering what he's going to do. That's how scary it is. And you people don't give a fuck. Which is why you're going to die. All right? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Even the Bible tells us that people like you are going to be ignorant and not listen. All right? Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right? So you people aren't paying attention, and these things are still going to grow by the day. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Now listen to this. And the dead shall be cast out as dung. There's going to be so much death that people are going to be thrown and cast out like shit. And there shall be no man to comfort them. There's going to be nobody to comfort you, man. For the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. All right, so Lord willing, this is edifying of the elect. You know, like Elder Malcolm says, you know, Lord willing, basically that this edifies the people it's meant to edify and condemns the people it's meant to condemn. All right, double honors to the apostle. Well, first and foremost, before that, I want to give all praises always to Yahweh Shemel Shai, because Yahweh Shemel Shai is the one allowing this lesson to be made and speaking through me. So, T.R.O.Y Yahweh Shemel Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Now, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who are our leaders in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom.